ready, let me know. Okay. I am gonna share my screen first. So we're gonna go through the Phantom Rtk product training first, and I'm gonna share that PowerPoint with you guys, and let me know if you guys can see it. Okay. So I have shared my PowerPoints. Can you guys see my slides? Okay. All right. So let's begin. So first of all, good morning. My name is Simba, and I am a Aero Serving Solution Manager that are more or less focused on the precision mapping and kind of the industry and and also the products from DJI side. And thank you so much for participating to this training. And today we're going to cover more or less from the product perspective on P4R Phantom 4RTK and also the DJI TERRA as well. So for the Phantom 4RTK, we're going to briefly cover two topics. One is the Phantom 4RTK product introductions. Two is Phantom 4RTK key features. I know some of you guys are super familiar with all the general key features of the Phantom 4RTKs, and for things, this is like in general training, so I'm gonna go through like from all the beginnings. So this is the core specs of the Phantom 4RTK. The flight time around like 30 minutes, it has the Rtk module on the top of the drone, and the camera has the mechanical shutter on it, which greatly ensure the image qualities because of the mechanical shutters. The performance of the mechanical shutters can ensure the less distortion of the images. And the Traxxas mechanical gimbals, greatly improve the stability of the while the drone was flying. Because of the RTK key features, and it can ensure the two accuracies. One is the flight accuracy. So while the drone was flying, by connecting the RTK networks, and it can ensure have the vertical and horizontal flight accuracy around like 1.5 and 1 centimeters. And also ensure that it can capture the images, and once you import images to the post-processing software, and we can achieve and reach like a centimeter level accuracy. And also the Phantom 4RTK has we have DRTK 2.0 base station that are as one of the accessories of the Phantom 4RTK. You can use that as any other third party like GNSS receivers to to measure the coordinates. And also it has the software called GS or APP, which is building flight control software to control the aircrafts, which has many unique flight mission plannings, and people can adjust different mission planning based on their needs. And also the time sync, the accurate time sync, millisecond time sync that greatly ensure the time while the taking the images and the time the RTK records the data. And also right now one of the great feature that we're gonna announce that couple days ago, we just launched our latest firmware of the Phantom 4RTK. So now we have our cloud Ppk solutions available, basically in global region, not in the United States, Canada, Hong Kong, and Macau, but other regions and all the countries can use our cloud Ppk solutions. I know some of you guys, because previously they asked me that they need a Ppk for data processing, and now we have it. So there are four major ways to connect the Phantom 4RTK. First method is Phantom 4RTK plus net RTK, which is the customized net RTKs. Well, some countries has the local course station, right? So they all provide like a standardized entry account. So once you can use the net RTKs to enter your Ntrip account and connect the Phantom RTK to the local core stations and to fly the missions. And second method is the Phantom RTK plus DRTK 2.0 base stations. So that means that you do not need any network coverage. Means that you can work at some area even they don't have a good like signal coverage. Simply by positioning the DRTK 2.0 at a node point and link the DRTK 2.0 with the remote controllers, and it will set up the connections between the Phantom RTK and DRTK 2.0. Yeah, and third method is there are some people ask us because most of the surveyors and engineers, they have their own like third-party GNSS receivers, which can record the RNX data and also has the RTK function abilities. They always ask us, can we use that to connect the Phantom RTKs? So the simple answer is no. But if you set your third-party base station as physical base stations, and you create your own server and let your third-party base station to communicate with the server, and then you create another Ntrip account, and then that's kind of like referred to the solution one, you actually set up your own net RTK, then use the Ntrip account to connect our customized net RTK. So in that way, you can actually use your third-party base station. And the last method, excuse me, and the last method is actually the PPKs. So in PPKs, you can use our DRTK 2.0, or you can use any third-party the GNSS receivers which can record the RNX data, and to let them do the static measurements. Then you can basically can you mute yourself? Let me see. Then the last method is, once you have the DRT 2.0 or any third-party base stations, you can use that as a static to do the static measurements. And after the mission plannings, you can import those data to the GSR APPs and import the satellite observation data and timestamp files from both aircrafts and the base stations to the Dji Claw Ppk server. And the server will calculate all the data and returns to you high precision post data. And afterwards, you can import the post data and the images to DJI TERRA for the PPK processing. So that's the 4 workflows that you can use Phantom RTK. So I'm gonna pause here for a second just to make sure that you guys everyone can see my screen and everyone can hear my voice okay. Can you guys confirm that? Yeah, you can see my screen and hear my voice okay? Okay, okay. Sure. So let's move to the DRTK 2.0. So that's DJI own that's DJI own like GNSS receiver and RTK modules. Comparing with the other third-party base stations, that one of the next thing is that you can use that to control like have a direct connection with the Phantom RTK, and which supports 4 satellite navigation system: GPS, GLONASS, Beidou, and Galileo. And also, the OcuSync 2.0 is DJI unique like data and signal transmission systems, and support both OcuSync 4G and Wi-Fi. And also, you can use that to control the multiple DJI aircrafts flow simultaneously. So the workflow for that is later on, I'm going to introduce the multi-aircraft control by Phantom RTK. But actually, the workflow is one DRTK 2.0 base stations can link up to 5 remote controllers. Okay. And each remote controllers can control up to 5 drones, means that one DRTK 2.0 can actually control up to 25 Phantom 4RTK fly simultaneously. Um, and also, it's IP65 rated. It means that you can use the DRTK 2.0 to work at kind of like extreme situations. And this is some hints of the using DRTQ 2.0. First of all, there are several modes. The first mode is the P4R RTK as the base station mode. You need to actually link the DRTK 2.0 with the remote controller first. Then when you're going to the GSR apps and you need to make sure that if you want to have like a precision measurements, you need to enter a coordinates, means that you need to give a coordinates to the DRTK 2.0 first. And people always ask us like, I cannot get a very accurate z-axis data. And most of time, the reason is because of sometimes when you enter the coordinates at the node point, and it won't change for the horizontal coordinates, which is latitude and longitude. But when you actually enter the altitude, you need to actually to enter the altitude of the node point plus the length of the rod, and also plus the length from the bottom of the antenna to the top of the antenna, which is 141.9 millimeters. You need to add the summation of those three to make sure it has precise the altitude level and numbers. And on the bottom, it indicates the different flashlights that indicates the quality of the satellites that you just received. Move to the next. The Dji Assistant too, it's the default software. It's a PC-based software to upgrade the firmware. As always mentioned, that make sure you guys always check the firmware updates once you guys are using it. Once you guys are using it. Okay, so yes, yes. Well, first of all, Louis, to answer your question, yeah, well, so far, it's not like such like fully automated, you need to enter the coordinates into these systems. But like I said, right now, the DRTQ 2.0, we have a second function that available. It's the handhold RTK mode. Means that you can actually to switch to the handhold RTK mode to measure the coordinates. Means that you can use the DRTK 2.0 to first measure the coordinates, then you manually enter into the GSR app. Sorry, it's you still need to have some manual works, but yeah, definitely your suggestion is great. We definitely gonna consider that in the future. And second, why would you use PPK if you have RTK available? To answer, uh, or is there is no need for PPK if you have the base station? No. So basically, the difference between the PPK and RTK is because one, the PPK is available is kind of like comprehensive solutions compared with RTKs. Some area if they don't have RTK available, and some area if the RTK signal, the net RTK signal is really bad, and that means that PPK is more stable ways to capturing more precise data. So that's option one. And option two is PPK is sometimes, if you work at city area, which has a strong like magnetic interfere, and that will influence the connection abilities between the aircrafts and remote controllers with RTK networks. But now if you use the PPK, and that will make sure the data quality is processed everything posterized. There's no real-time connections. And option three is sometimes people are, they used to use the PPK, and government and some federal agencies, and they're supposed to use, I mean, their traditional method is, okay, we're gonna use PPK, and that's our traditional methods. That's why they have greater, I mean, the hobbies to use the PPK rather than the RTK for now. So that's the reason we have both. And you can choose either PPK or RTK. Yes, yes. And once you link the DRTK 2.0 mobile stations with your remote controllers, then tap the link with the aircraft. And like I said, it will pops up, the GNSS coordinates inputs. Then you click on it, you enter the latitude, longitude, and altitude. Um, And like I previously mentioned, there are basically three options to work with the Phantom RTK like direct connections. Net RTKs, which is only available in China actually. That's called changing net RTKs. And customized net RTK is a function that's available like you can actually enter an N-trip account in it. And DRTK 2.0 mobile station is the way that to connect with the DRTK 2.0. And also, from the mission planning perspective, you can actually import an KML file just to use the Google Earth to plan an KML file first. Then you can save and import the KML file into. Then insert SD card, and the GSR app will automatically to detect the KML file first. Then you can use that KML file to intelligently to plan a mission. And once the mission is planned based on your KML file, you can adjust the height and speed and shutter speed and etc. based on your mission. So now we have moved to the mission planning side. We have the latest the GSR has eight missions, eight mission planning ways you can choose. The work as handhold RTK and block segmentations, the aircraft control, multi-aircraft controls, and terrain follows. And I'm going to introduce those functions one by one later on. So first is 2D photogrammetry, which is the most common one that people always use. Simply in the GSR apps on the screen, you tap an area and plan a mission, and then it will intelligent generates all the flat paths for you, and you can set height and speed and set the shooting mode as well. And also you can choose the image size from 3 to 2 or 4 to 3. And difference is 3 to 2 actually going to give you a little bit higher, slightly higher efficiency by working with Phantom RTK. But images will more or less have a larger distortion. If you use like 4 to 3, actually that will have the efficiency may reduce a little bit, but the images actually will have less distortion. And make sure if you're on a precision mission planning method, make sure to turn off the distortion corrections. If you turn it on, it will erase all the individual calibrated camera sensor, parameters. But if, which means that it will actually reduce the precision once you, generate and reconstruct the 2D and 3D data models. But if we're just looking at fancy images and want to have like more, the quick view, and that's fine if you turn it on or turn it off, that doesn't really matter. And shutter speed is really, well, first of all, it's really based on the pilot experiences. If the weather is crystal clear and with enough sunlight, and we recommend that you set the shutter priorities to capturing the data. And 3D photogrammetry, we have two ways. One is called double grilled, and another one is called multi-oriented. By using double grilled means that the camera will automatically set to -60 degrees first, and the drone will just only fly one time to capturing data, and this mission will not have like camera which facing the nadir to the ground. And that is actually designed for if you have a mission that doesn't really require like very detailed 3D reconstruction, and also not really require very precise map missions, and you can fly your drone a little bit higher to use this way to plan the mission. Or you can use multi-oriented way to fly the mission. And another thing that, like I said, that we highly recommend that you keep negative 60 degrees to fly the mission by when you use the double grill, because there is no nadir view of the images. So if you change the angles to like 45 degrees, and it may cause some distortion of your 3D models. So it's better to stay 60 degrees for double grilled. And move to the multi-oriented mission planning, and it will fly one single area 5 times. First time, the camera gonna nadir to the ground, which is 90 degrees, and other 4 times, camera will actually tilt to oblique angles to capturing the images. So this way, the drone will fly in one area 5 times, but it will have, you can choose the default angle, you can set it to the 45 degrees. And also, by using these methods, you're going to have higher precision data and models, and also the detail of the reconstructions may more look like realistic one. And another function is called linear flight missions. That is actually another 2D map missions. And again, that's designed for the area, for example, like corridors, rivers, and roads, and etc. You know, if we use the very first mission planning and 2D photogrammetries, and that's more for like in general area. If you use that mission to plan the linear mission, that will greatly reduce the efficiency. So now we have linear fly mission available. People can actually use the linear fly path to, to do the projects like river, corridor inspections, and mappings. And all the settings are the same, that you can set and adjust height and speed and cover type. And full coverage means that it will also cover the side of the linear flight missions. And efficiency means that you can only, the drone will only cover the center of the linear missions, which will greatly improve the efficiency. And terrain awareness mode. So by applied terrain awareness mode, that it actually gives you the abilities to fly the area which have a huge fluctuation change. One is by applying like the terrain follow missions, it will always keep the ground sample distance, which is the GSD, at the same level, at the same pixel size, which will help you to make sure and ensure the accuracy of the mapping. Second is by applied terrain follow in some area, it will make sure and ensure the flight safety. So there are a couple nodes that needs to keep in mind. DJI terrain follow missions are not based on the SRTM data. It's actually, you need to insert an SD card first and import the DSM data. Well, we don't have time for that yet, but once we have that, I will let you know. When will DK LAN connection be enabled? I'll let you know once that is available. Well, and also for the let's keep talking about the terrain awareness mode. So first of all, we need to have a DSM data being imported to the GS or APPs, and the DSM data has to be under WGS84 geographical coordinate system first. And if it's not, then you need to do the coordinate transformations from the projected system to the unprojected first. And sometimes you need to desampling the data as well. Let's see the next one. So the mobile station function. Well, 3 casings. One is, before I move to next topic, I want to make sure that you guys can hear me okay, right? See my screen and hear my voice okay, right? Just want to make sure. Okay. Okay, sure. So the mobile station functions. So that's going to be another unique functions. Like I said, it's you can use the DRTK 2.0 to work as the handheld RTK. So first thing first is, if people want to use the mobile station functions, means that they do not need P4R anymore. The only thing they need is the remote controller. to link to the Rtk 2.0 base station. Okay, so in that way, you can actually use the Rtk 2.0 to work as handheld RTK to measure all the coordinates. So how to start it? So first, long press the power button, to turn it on, and then the short press linking button to to link the remote controllers with the Rtk 2.0, and then there is a switching mode as well. Like long press the switch mode, and on the right side there are three options. Mobile 1 is designed for the Rtk mode, which to connect with the phantom RTK. And mobile 2 is set the Rtk 2.0 as a base station. And mobile 3 is to set the Rtk 2.0 as the handheld RTK mode. And different flashlights will indicate different module. So far, no, we cannot use the KML for terrain photo, but definitely that's one of the good considerations that we're going to consider. And next is to work a handhold RTK mode. First, you need to. There are two ways to work with the Rtk 2.0 for that. One is the handhold RTK with the local network RTK, means that you only need one Rtk 2.0, and then in the GSR app interface, you simply enter an Ntrip account to connect your physical Rtk 2.0 mobile stations to the net RTKs to set the workflow. Okay, that's the option one. And option two is you can set the handhold RTKs with another RTK as a base station, like I previously. One set as a basic, like physical base station, and another set as the handhold RTK. And then you can also establish and the workflow to work as the handhold RTK mode. So now let's move to the how to link the DRTK 2.0. And well, it's a step-by-step like tutorials and teach you how to link the DRTK 2.0 to the remote controllers and switch to the right mode, and also where you can connect the Ntrip account. I'm not gonna just go through like all the screenshots, but once you guys see the pictures, then you will know how to use it for sure. For the second method, yes, you're gonna have two Rtk 2.0, one set as base station, and another one set as mobile station, which mode 3. One set as mode 2, and another set as mode 3. So it's the same. You can check the RTK stats. Position is whether float, single, and fixed. Always make sure that the position always stays to fixed. And also to check your network connections, make sure that everything is connects with each other. And in the mission planning, like the GSR mission planning panels, now you can see the work as handheld RTK as the last panel. Just click on it, and you will enter the mobile station functions. Once you're in the mobile station functions, on the top, you can see the accuracy. Make sure that it says fixed, and also the accuracy level is around like 1 or 2 centimeters. And on the bottom, and it tells you the latitude and longitude and height of the coordinates. And set points means that when you click on it, it will save your measure, and afterwards you can export your measurements to your local as Excel file. And there are two ways of the measurements. One is current coordinates. It will record just one-time measurements. And another one is average coordinates values. It will record 10 times within 2 seconds, and it will take an average. You can click C2 to save and export it to then Excel file. And that's where the measurement going to be saved at SD card. DJI export and RTK is good. That's where data being going to be saved. And a next function is called original deviation and multi-aircraft control. You cannot actually transfer the measurement automatically to the mode 1. You need to enter like manually once you saved and once all the data being saved, you need to manually to enter the coordinates to the mode 1. That's so far the workflow is, but in the future we're definitely going to utilize that. But so far that's how I connect with mode 1. So the next part is regional deviation and multi-aircraft control. And again, there are a couple keynotes. One is it's suitable for the large area 2D photogrammetries, and it's a P4R only, and support the elevation optimization functions. So for the elevation optimization functions that, that's the one of the function that's actually built into our 2D photogrammetry. So what it does is actually some people ask us, if we just fly 2D missions, sometimes we still don't get very high accuracy of the altitude. So how we can solve it? So the solution is like every time when you fly 2D missions, make sure you turn on the elevation optimization functions. What it does is, well, the drone finished all the missions, and well, the drone was returning to the home, and it will tilt the camera and record several oblique images. And once it has the several oblique images, means that the drone will not only have the images which are facing native to the ground, but also has the images that our camera actually facing to other angles. Okay, so in that case, importing all those data into DJI TERRA, and DJI TERRA will have the algorithms to based on the different angle of the cameras to optimize the accuracy of the z-axis. And let's keep moving. The original deviation in multi-alpha control means that one controller can actually control up to 5 phantom RTKs. And DJI TERRA support to process all the data from different P4R RTK at once. That we know that if we're using multi-aircraft control, that data are actually captured by different drones. And every single drones have different camera parameters. And but DJI TERRA able to import the images from different phantom RTK to process them at once. But before you guys use the multi-aircraft control, make sure that there is no legal issue in your country. And for the regional deviation, how to set it up is, once you turn on GSR apps and, add a remote controller pods, you see there are two modes. One is single linking, another one is multi-linking. Just turn it to the multi-linkings and position all the aircrafts nearby the remote controllers. Make sure the remote controllers is actually at the center of all the aircrafts, and it will scan it and link all the aircrafts. Then you go to the mission planning and click on the block segmentations, and it will go to the area that basically to segments all the different area. So once you click on area, the software will automatically to split area into different blocks, and you can split it to the more blocks, or you can merge to the big blocks. And once all the area are being set, you can use the switch to the right dial of the remote controllers, and then press it, and you can to choose different the aircrafts. Before flights, make sure that every single phantom RTK are at least 3 meters away from each other, and make sure the RTK signals of every single aircraft are fixed. That's really important. So once you set missions and all the pre-flights are being finished, in the GSR apps, you can see, for example, this is one mission that we set. We divide the areas into 11 different blocks, and we have total of 3 aircrafts. For your safety concerns, there are 2 ways to fly those drones. One is you can actually swap it like one by one. The drone will take it off by like one by one, or you can just take it off, take all the drone off at the same time. And now we move to the Dji Claw Ppk service. And Dji Claw Ppk service, right now it's available globally, not in close North America region, Hong Kong and Macau, but it's available globally. And the general idea is, first of all, it's cloud-based, and people fly the Phantom Rtk by using mission planning, and it will automatically to generate all the Ppk related data, for example, like satellite observation data and timestamp files, and also the same data from Rtk 2.0 or any other like RINEX data from third-party GNSS receiver. And then you import those data to the GSR app first, and then upload those data to the server. And the server is actually based in Germany, Frankfurt. And it will do all the calculations and returns to high precision post data. And then you can import the post data together with your images for the 2D map and 3D reconstructions. So that's the interface. So go to the general settings, you're going to see the Cloud Ppk service. Then click agree for the privacy and terms of use. Then enter an activation code. So here, right now, I would say the Cloud Ppk right now is open for the free trial. So if you guys have any customers are looking for such service, you can definitely apply a trial for your customers and even for you as a demo unit. Just simply collect the info from your customers and your the companies, and then submit those information to your sales, and your sales will help you guys to apply a trial code for Dji Claw Ppk service, and you can send those trial codes to your customers and for you for practicing and just to try it to see if you guys like it or not. And again, just to go there and click on the Claw Ppk service and make sure that's you have 4G or Wi-Fi, because everything is cloud-based. And then import the Ppk related data to the GSR apps. So this is the interface of the Claw Ppk service. You go to account information, and it will check the SN number that being activated by the Ppk service, and create a task. And once you click on the create task, then you can find the data that are corresponding to this mission and this project, and simply click the data that for while you were flying the missions, and import it into the server, and then connect whether your Rtk 2.0 base stations, or just simply import the RINEX data into the GSR apps, and then upload those together to the server. Yes. Well, you can. I mean, it's already there as well. You can apply DJI TERRA demo license for sure. So once you have customer, they want to have DJI TERRA as a trial, you can ask your sales rep to say, hey, I have a customers that they want to try DJI TERRA. Can I apply a trial code? And your sales rep will help you guys to apply a DJI TERRA trial license for P4R or P4M. And if you purchase P4M, and it will give you guys a year free of DJI TERRA but it's not full function. But that version will work with the P4M for multi spectral images analysis. That's fine. But if you want to have full function DJI Terra, you can apply trial through your sales rep, and they will give you guys an activation code for just for trial and for the to give your customer some experience on play around with DJI Terra. That's already there. Just ask yourselves. And let's move back to the DJI Claw Ppk service. Then you click the data from the Rtk 2.0 or the data from Runexa, and on the right side, make sure that the base station can always cover the Ppk from your drones, because always the observation from the base station needs to have a longer observation than the aircrafts, and that will make sure that you have a successful calculations. If the base station have enough coverage which can cover the entire flights, your calculation will fail. Then once you have those and import it to the server, and also if you use like third-party base stations, you need to enter the coordinates of the base station, where it stands, the latitude, longitude, and height, to make sure the server knows the size of the third-party GNSS receivers, to make sure that will help you guys to have a better and accurate calculation results. Then once you simply import the data and click process, and it will display the task progress, and you just wait the whole process being finished. Then once the post data being finished, it will say as acquired. Then you just simply need to download it, and it will save locally to your SD card. Once it's being saved, simply put the post data as an Excel file into the mission folder, and use DJI Terra to open the mission folder, and it will automatically detect your post data. And it will ask you if you want to use to process data as a Ppk or Rtk. Then click yes, and it will process your data by using the Ppk data, the post data from the calculations to do the post. So that's for the Ppk, and that's for the basic functions of the Phantom for Rtk. So I'm gonna pause here real quick, then we're gonna move to DJI Terra. So now let's see if you guys have any questions, if you guys have any the problems and concerns I want to ask, then we're gonna finish there, and we're gonna move to DJI Terra. Any questions? Can you guys hear me okay, and see my screen? Sure. Any questions so far, or any topics is unclear, you want me to re-explain it one more time? Um, well, you can actually, for the pricing, you can ask your sales rep. But I can tell you that it's really cheap. We charge the Ppk service by yearly, so every year we charge it once, but the price is really cheap, really cheap. But I don't know the price, but it's really cheap. You can ask your sales for it. Any other questions so far, or topics you think is unclear? Uh, well, it's not like, okay, so how DJI Terra can process maximum? So let's let's see another measurements, okay? So far, the DJI Terra, first, it's a PC-based software, right? So like how many images and how big areas that DJI Terra can process is really depend on your PC hardware configurations, means that how big the RAM you have, and what's the performance of the DJI Terra, of your PC is. So normally the simple calculation is the capacity and the size of your RAM and times 100. So if you have like 32 gigabytes, so the maximum images that can process is around 3,200 images. So if you have like 128 gigabytes, so the maximum images that you can process from Phantom 4RTK is around 12,800 images. So that's how you convert how many images you can calculate by using DJI Terra. So when is the Rtk 2.0 going to work with start carrying a PC or RC around them around to make points? We are already file and these suggestions to the R&D departments, and people always ask that maybe we can have a mobile station as a just maybe like mobile phone apps. No, don't need to carry RCs, and we don't have timeline for it yet. But once we have, and I'll definitely let you know. But it's great suggestions that we think is really necessary. But so far, it's not near future. It's not in the near future. Any other questions? No. So, like I said, the Claw Ppk is basically, um, from user perspective, it's really simple. You import data from the Phantom 4RTK, the mission planning folder, and also import the same satellite observation data from the DRTK 2.0 or any other third-party RunX data, and then submit to the server, and the server will do all the calculations for you. So that's from the user perspective. And from the server, and we have DJI own algorithms deployed. Um, just to get all the necessary file and data for the processing. Yes, yes. Because all the satellite data from the drone and from the DRT component are being measured like in the real time. Because it just for the PPK, it just means that there's no real time connections, but it doesn't mean that the P4RTK and DRTK 2.0 doesn't do any observations. They also record all the satellite data and positioning data in the file as well. No, it doesn't really matter. So first of all, for the Ppk operations from the P4R side, you can use any mode. You can choose even as a GNSS mode, or you can use as RTK mode. That's fine. And for the base station, you need to work as the RTK mode, not base station mode. RTK mode is fine. And also, one more thing that I need to mention, that even in the Ppk mode, if you want to use the Ppk measurements, so the workflow to set the DRTK 2.0 with the Phantom 4RTK is the same as to set the DRTK 2.0 as the RTK method, and you still need to manually enter coordinates to the GIS RPPs to give the accurate position of the DRTK 2.0. Yes, yes, you're right. You're right. You can so the data, actually the information data is already being saved at a mission folder from the Phantom 4RTK while you fly mission. So The third-party base station, the thing you need to have is to convert whatever the format is to the RANX file, to the RANX format, then simply import the RANX format data into the GSRPP. That's it. And are you plan to have a UHF video for the Rtk 2.0 to use them as regular RTK base and rover? So far, we don't have such, but let me ask with R&D first, if we have such a plan or not. Is that clear to answer your questions? Well, if you want to prove the accuracy, very simple. So once you use the Cloud Ppk service to process the data, and in DJI TERRA, the final results is still you can generate 2D map, right? Like true digital also mosaic images or 3D models. And in DJI TERRA right now, you have all other functions. For example, like you can import ground control points. Simply to set the ground control points as the checkpoints to measure the accuracy, you're going to have accuracy reports after you do all the accuracy measurements, and it will reflect and prove the accuracy of the Ppk service. Sure. Any other questions? Okay. So if you guys don't have any questions, shall we move to DJI TERRA topics? Yes or no? Okay. All right. Let's move to DJI TERRA. So the DJI TERRA, that's the general workflow that we have. It's a mission planning. There are 4 unique features. One is you can use DJI TERRA as the mission planning tools. 2 is while the drone was flying, by using DJI TERRA, you can have a real-time 2D true digital also mosaic images, or you can have a 3D real-time point cloud, sparse point cloud data being generated. And most of the process, you can use DJI TERRA to reconstruct like high resolution, true digital also mosaic images, and also to generate 3D models and point cloud data as well. And also you can do some simple measurements like coordinates, distance, area, and volume calculation by using DJI TERRA. And DJI TERRA also support, for example, like GCPs, coordinates transformation, and Ppk data, and also analysis of the multispectral images as well. So at the mission planning parts, right now DJI TERRA has 4 major mission planning methods. One is waypoints, means that you can actually customize your own mission planning based on waypoints. At every single waypoints, you can set your actions, for example, like camera angles, and the options you can have is single shots or record videos and etc. And another way to use waypoint is people use DJI TERRA, which is another unique function of DJI TERRA. You can use Phantom 4 RTK and any other like Phantom 4 series aircrafts to manually fly, or simply use the mapping or 2D photogrammetry to roughly fly an area to create a rough 3D model first, then import the 3D models to DJI TERRA first, and by applying waypoints, you can customize your own waypoint and mission planning methods based on the existing 3D models. So that's about the waypoints. Mapping are the similar comparing with the 2D photogrammetry in the GSR APP. Then, well, just in that case, you can use the DJI TERRA to plan a mission as well, and that will show it into your PC screen, which have a bigger screens, and people can play around the mission planning in a bigger screen and much easier. Hold on 1 second. Let me check the comments that you guys have. Okay. No, P4M cannot link to DJI TERRA. The DJI TERRA can only process the images from the P4M, but it cannot control P4M to fly. So this is the ways to pick up the waypoints. Like I said, you can customize your own mission based on the waypoint, or you can import an KML file as well. And this is a tutorial shows you how to plan a waypoint mission based on the existing 3D models. And this is another mission planning based on the existing 3D models. You can plan, customize your own waypoint mission. Map mission is very simple. In the DJI TERRA, you play around with it, and based on the base map, DJI TERRA will again intelligently to generate 2D map for you. And on the right side, you see there is function called real-time 2D map, real-time like a 3D point cloud. You can turn it on, and that means that while the drone was flying, then it will capture in real time the 2D map or 3D point cloud data. But you cannot have those two at once. You can use either 2D or either 3D. And if you want to use the 2D map in the real time, there is no requirement for your PC. Any laptop are fine, basically. But if you want to use like 3D point cloud data generation in the real time, you need to have NVIDIA graphic cards. And we highly recommend the NVIDIA graphic card is above 1050 Ti and at least have 32 gigabytes on it. And that's the map missions for overlap, the principle of the overlap. So this function tells you that it's a relative height. So the relative height means you can adjust the relative height in the DJI TERRA. What it does means that, for example, you want to fly the mission area, it's in the blue bottom, which is 100 meters from the bottom to where you plan the missions, but the takeoff point is actually on the top of the buildings, and the relatively height of the aircraft will record 0, but it actually already have 50 meters in difference. So if you set 50 meters in difference as the relative height, and the aircraft will know that, okay, my actual mission area is actually 100 meters away from the bottom to the top. But if you don't have such functions, if you set 100 meters based on your relatively height, and it will actually fly 150 meters, which means that you're going to have wrong GSD. It's the same logic if you stay on the bottom of the area. Then you enter a negative numbers to it. And oblique missions is the same function compared with the Phantom for Rtk the 3D photogrammetry and multi-oriented. The same way to plan a mission, but it's a bigger screen, more easy to use. The way it's like gonna fly the drone 5 times, 1 ortho and 4 oblique areas, 4 oblique missions. And that's another way is creator mission, which is similar comparing with the linear mission of the Phantom for Rtk, which is uniquely designed for like river and roads and those creator mission planning. Also, for the aircraft control right now, DJI TERRA supports Phantom 4 RTK, Phantom 4 Pro V.2, like V2.0, and Phantom 4 Pro, and Phantom 4 Advanced, and Phantom 4. Those aircraft you can control by using DJI TERRA, and not any other aircrafts. And those are some examples of the real-time mappings. So this is the real-time 2D map. While the drone was flying, and it records the area in the real time. And this is another example. 481 images were captured within 30 minutes. And when the drone fly finished to capturing all the areas, and you already got a high the true digital ultra mosaic images available for you to look at it, which at the resolution of the 720p. And this is an example of the real-time point cloud generations. So this is an oblique missions. So drone will fly area 5 times, and it will generate the real-time 3D point cloud data while the drone was flying. And those are some like results from the real-time 3D point cloud data. And post-processing reconstructions. So for the post-processing, 2 ways. One is from a flat missions, or from external data set, from, for example, like photos and GCPs and PPKs, and import both. And DJI TERRA able to process it and gives you a high resolution true digital also mosaic images, DSM, point cloud data, and 3D models. So there are 2 ways to do the reconstruction. One is for the field mode, which is designed for the fields and crops and vegetations and forest. And another is urban mode and better quality of the 3D structures, and which is designed for urban area. And this is one of the example, 200 images, and GST is around like 4.5 centimeters. And there's the trick actually. Simple calculation for Phantom 4TK when you fly it. If you wanna know how high I need to fly to have the GST at maybe like 5 centimeters, so the formula is the height equals to 36 times GST. So for example, if I wanna fly like 3.3 centimeter GSD. So I just need to use 3.3 times 36. Then I know how high I want to fly. So the same calculation, 4.5 times 36, roughly around like 150 meters. So for DJI Terra, it only takes 10 minutes for post-processing, which is extremely fast comparing with any other post-processing software. And this is another example, 5,000 images in GSD is around like 3.2, and it take like 5 hours and 30 minutes to process it, and which is, I mean, really fast actually. And this is the results from this mission. So if we zoom into the detail, then we can see the side of the buildings and the cars, and all the details. And road network analysis, like I said previously, we have corridor map missions. You can use that to generate like linear missions like this. And it's another example shows the efficiency of DJI Terra. And also, DJI Terra supports the multi-spectral imagery analysis, and it will default to generate the several vegetation indexes, for example, like NDVI, OSEVI, and GNDVI as well. And the most common one is NDVI, I know. And well, if you purchase Phantom 4 multispectral, and actually it will send you guys 1 year free DJI Terra, which can process the multispectral data already. And these are the example of the 3D models and reconstructions and towers. And this is another example from our partners. And they use DJI Terra and Phantom 4TK to process 3D models. We know that right now it's a 5G era, so everyone, all the countries are build the new towers, and to set up their 5G modules on it. And the telecommunication tower sometimes could be really hard to reconstruction because all the lines are kind of cross each other and different modules. But we can see the results from DJI Terra. It's almost like pictures, and there's not that much distortions and really realistic results. And this is another tower, the Dragon Tower in Harbin. And those are still like structure buildings, and with all the lines that kind of cross each other. But we still see the results are, I mean, really great. And we can even see, if we move on the other side, we can see that even the label on it is really clear. And this is another example of the Asian building modeling. So this is a very, very old building, like temples, by using DJI Terra to process it. And we see the results and details of those towers. And this is an CBD area in Shenzhen. We can see the model qualities. And this is another example of the Hanging Temple in Shenzhen, not in Shenzhen, sorry, in Datong in China, and which is 1,500 years ago. And we fly this area by using waypoint missions, and we kind of customized all the waypoint by ourselves. And once we have those data, and we import it into DJI Terra for the post processing, and we can see the results of the buildings. And this is another example of the post-processing 3D reconstructions. And this building is called Sky City, which is new DJI headquarters. And we apply Phantom for RTK with DJI TERRA and for the quarterly construction supervision. And we check the progress of our buildings. And it's a great tool to apply building reconstructions and supervision procedure and progress. And it's a big city area by using Phantom for RTK and DJI TERRA. And we even have the power line could be really hard sometimes from photogrammetry perspective because the lines sometimes are so tiny. But if you fly Phantom 4K, in good conditions with enough sunlight, and DJI Terra, the algorithms are able to actually reconstruct even the tiniest line and to give you guys real detailed and sophisticated point cloud data of the power line creators, etc. And those are the results of the power lines. And this is another example of the large data sets using the Phantom 4TKs. And these are actually, like I introduced before, the Phantom 4TK has the multi-aircraft control functions. Then those areas are used by multi-aircraft control to fly and import different images to DJI Terra for the post-processing. And other new features, like I said, ground control points and coordinate systems. So right now, DJI Terra supports over 8,500 georeferenced coordinate systems. So you can actually convert into your referenced coordinate systems. And also you can insert ground control points to use it as the ground control points or to use that as the checkpoints to measure the accuracy. So for example, in this panel, you see the output coordinate system settings. You can actually change the coordinate systems into the one that actually fits your needs and requirements. You can select any different coordinate system based on your needs. And also the GCP management, you can insert the GCPs based on your existing images, and to put GCPs as the ground control points to control the accuracy, or you can simply turn all the GCPs as checkpoints to measure the accuracy. And once you insert those and click for the aerial triangulations and optimize it, and it gives you a precision report, like accuracy reports. That's how you insert GCPs. And also for a small thing, based on our 3D models, if you click a spot on the 3D models, if you turn on the show camera pose, and it will display the images for this area as well for your inspection purposes. And for the data analysis, you can do photo inspections and coordinates, distance, and area and volume calculations as well by applying annotation and measurement. That's doing the area measurements, and this is doing the volume stack power measurements. And specs. Hardware requirements. Real-time 2D map, RAM, you just need to have a greater than 8 gigabytes. And 3D real-time and 2D and 3D post-processing reconstructions, you need to have NVIDIA graphic cards with compute capabilities greater than 3.0 and RAM at least greater than 60 gigabytes. And those are some samples of how accurate the solution could be by applying Phantom for RTK with DJI TERRA, and no GCPs at all. All the GCPs are used as checkpoints. From both 2D and 3D, we can see the RMSE errors are within 5 centimeters, and that's the efficiency, which is, to be honest, I think is ever the has the best efficiency compared with any other third-party post-processing software. Okay, so let's open up for the questions. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm more than happy to answer. Okay. So let me see the questions. Any plans on allowing mission planning for M210 RTK? So far, we do not have such plan yet, but once we have that, I will let you know. But I don't think that gonna be a plan for the near future for the mission plan for M210 RTK. Okay. How many photos are needed for those reconstructions? It really depends on your missions. So if you want to have, well, let's see this question. It really depends on the area and the projects you want to map. Apply a plan mission in DJI TERRA. Once it collects all the data from your mission planning, it's able to create a reconstruction for sure. In Terra, are those tools are planned a circle flat path for the stealth tower? Yes, the circular flat path is actually performed. It's actually performed by GS Pro. Right now the circular mission planning are only available in GS Pro. It's unique for GS Pro, not in GSR and not in DJI Terra. Can you show some examples of photo inspection features? So far, like I said, so for example, this area, this is for the GCP anyways. This is for the GCPs anyways. And on the bottoms, if you click images, on the 3D models, if you click any spot on the images, and it will pops up all the images, and you can just simply look at the images. That's how you're gonna inspect the images. Any other questions? Any plans to have cloud processing for Terra? Yes. But to be honest, we don't have a very precise timeline for it. But I can see that's going to be within this year. I mean, if everything on the red track, we're going to have at least the beta version of the cloud version of DJI Terra available within this year. No, you cannot measure the volume directly from the real-time 3D reconstruction while the drone was flying. But once you have the real-time point cloud data already, then you can do the measurements. Any other questions? The connection method is not reliable. Any tips? Any tips? Hey, for this, actually there are some like patch that you need to download from the website to install it into DJI Terra to make sure that it has smooth connection with Phantom 4 Pro with DJI Terra. Yes, and if you still have problems, and you have my WeChat and send me the error message and all the logs, and we can get some analysis from there. Any other questions? Thank you, thank you. No, I mean, yeah, because we're gonna host like our like product training like periodically, uh, more or less on a regular basis for sure. That's not a problem. Yeah, and assuming that you guys all have my contact, email, and also, I mean, if you guys have email address, no, I mean the WeChat. If you guys have a WeChat account, and actually, we have a group that assuming most of you guys are familiar with. We have our R&Ds and colleagues in that WeChat group, so we can answer the questions that you guys have in the WeChat as well. And also, feel free to shoot me email if you guys have any questions. That's my pleasure. Yeah, yeah. Well, all the questions are being recorded, and we're definitely going to organize and sort those questions for sure. Any other questions? Okay, so thank you. Thank you for participating on today's training. Yeah, if you guys have any questions in the future, feel free to ask me, and also your local solution engineer as well, and contact yourselves. Thank you so much for participating in today's training. Thank you. Sorry, my bad. Sorry. Actually, there is a quick sorry, my bad. 1 second. And make sure to click these links And there are several questions, and you can find the answer from our website as well, or from the tutorials that I have taught today. And fill the links and send back to us. That's the attendees link. Thank you so much. Have a good day.